Welcome to Into the Mind of a Madman. You are now rocking with me, the Madman, and today's conversation is about fight etiquette. Now, I know this is pretty strange for anybody who knows me, knowing that I'm not a fighter, definitely not a fighter, but I do believe in fighting. I do believe there is a point where two people can either say too much or do too much to where that energy that has to be released results in fighting. Now, I wanted to talk about fight etiquette because there's a lot of being snuck, killings, anything of that nature, and I really wanted to get a clear. I wanted to establish a clear understanding of what most people should adhere to, just so we could just get the energy off, but not necessarily end up in a bad situation. Now, what I want to say is one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to fighting and when people far as a response to a fight is to hear somebody say, "Well, I'm not scared of you." Some whatever comes along those lines, "I'm not scared of you," is just to me like one of the dumbest replies you can say to somebody, because I just feel like when I hear it, I just immediately go to thank you for not being scared, because now I could beat you up. Because I feel like most people do not like bullies. Most people aren't on the side of just beat up a helpless person. Take advantage of somebody who helpless, scared uh individuals. I mean, outside of a bully who's most of the time bullying people who are scared and helpless, most people just we aren't on that side. So to hear you say, "Well, I'm not scared of you," it's kind of like a thank you, because now I feel like I'm not beating on a helpless person. You get what I'm saying? I'm not here to take advantage of a helpless person. Now, if you are scared, just say you scared, run away, walk away. I don't want to fight you. Try to be as most diplomatic as you can to avoid being in a fight. But like I said, I'm a person who don't really believe in fighting. Well, I don't want to fight, I should say, but I definitely 100% believe in there comes a time where you must fight and you must defend yourself. And not even really defend yourself, just get that energy out in that way. Like, as a man, as especially as a man, two men talking back and forth, or actions, passive aggressive actions, there becomes a time where there is a aggressive action and a physical action that may have to happen for the energy to be right again. You know what I'm saying? Between friends, between families, like brothers, between associates, co-workers, whatever the situation is. Now, what that leads me to say off of my pet peeve is rule number one in fight etiquette for most people is do not uh beat up on, attempt to beat on helpless people. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who is actively displaying or signs of them verbally stating that they are not willing to fight for themselves, willing to stand up for themselves, please just leave them alone. Get get whatever you got out of your system, far as verbally, but move on. It just it just doesn't come off good. It don't come off good to the people, the onlookers per se, on beating on somebody who just not willing to defend themselves. That's rule number one. Rule number 1A1, because I don't really want to call it 1B, is really 1A1. Is for the people who are defenseless and don't want to defend for themselves. Rule number 1A1 for you is don't believe in rule 1 or 1A or whatever you want to say. Don't believe in rule number 1, because there's plenty of people who beat you up if you are showing signs of defensiveness or not willing to stand up for yourself. So even though there's a rule that I'm saying, don't believe in that rule. Just defend yourself, because many people don't care if you reach a point to them, if they're telling you to leave them alone and you still want to talk, especially a talker. If you are a talker and you definitely aren't a fighter, please know people will put hands on you. Now, off of rules, because real fighters know there are no rules in fighting. That's just a helpful hint that I just want to give out there for people in rule number 1 and 1A, 1A1. But to the real fighters and people who love to fight, no, there ain't no rules in fighting. Now, I want to start off the top after that. If you have opposition, if you have a real enemy, somebody who's willing to go there, take it to wherever you go, willing to take it to all the extremes. If you see them, handle your business. Do what you got to do. If you got to sneak them, if you got to do some type of whatever, there's no rules. Anything goes. However you decide to handle it, that's how you handle it, and stand on how you decided to do it, and stand on knowing that it may be retaliation behind that. If you go, like I said, if there's an extreme case to where there's some type of loss of life, you just got to know you got to deal with the consequences in that, and the consequences could be jail time. Consequences could be retaliation from the other side. You just got to know that that's just part of fighting. That's part of taking it there. Now is I'm moving on to scaling back, right? We're gonna escalate this thing back to just hand to hand fisticuffs. Now, this is where my conversation comes in under fight etiquette. I was, like I said, outside of the total opposition, there's just no fight etiquette. Now, fight etiquette comes in when you want to fight someone who is your associate, your friend, your brother, your cousin, somebody you gonna see around. If this is just somebody you just seeing in the club, there's no fight etiquette. You may not want to take it to the extremes, but if you get into it with some words and you feel like somebody is trying to play you in any way, then you handle it how you handle it. I don't expect any. I mean, you still got to deal with the consequences behind that, the retaliations, they may see you again. I mean, a lot of times you may be in a situation where you won't see this person again, but you just got to deal with you got to deal with. None of the fight etiquette that I'm about to go into is about ego. I don't believe in ego when it comes to fighting. And I'm gonna say the reason why I don't believe in ego when it comes to fighting is because we all should stand on what we believe in defending ourselves. However somebody wants to escalate you defending yourself, then you got to be cool with that. So I don't feel like, I hate when people say, well, take out the ego. It would be less fighting if it wasn't no ego, especially when it comes to the males. Like male ego leads to fighting, leads to aggression. I don't believe that. Like we all got egos. We all stand on what we believe in, and it could become passionate at times. So I say, outside of ego, what stops fighting is just conversation. Now, when we want to discuss conversation within fight etiquette, whatever you, like I said, whatever you do and whatever your conversation is, you need to have perspective. You need to have perspective more than ego. The perspective you need to take is take yourself out of you and get into the other person's perspective. Have your stance and stand on what you believe in, but also think outside of yourself to see another person's perspective and how, whatever you said or did, whatever actions, maybe not necessarily intentional or direct, just perspective of how they may have perceived something, or just their trigger points, that now you see, okay, maybe I can apologize and move on. It may not be as serious to me as it is to them, and if I did hurt them in any particular way, let me try to de-escalate this particular situation. And like I said, upon conversation, at sometimes you just may have to get that energy out because of what was said. Some things are just said too, you go too far with things. Sometimes you do things that just go too far, and now there be a must be energy released in fighting. That's what I believe. So I guess now we could finally get to fight etiquette. When you are dealing with people who you feel like they have gone too far, and now there has to be a resolve, a physical resolve. I want I want people to at least be aware that there's a fight going on. I hate to hear that people snuck people by surprise when this is not a true opposition. I stated earlier, when you have that true opposition, do what you got to do. But when you are having an argument with somebody, and say it's over the phone, maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's your brother, your sister, your friend, whatever that is, y'all in the same field, so y'all feel like y'all gonna see each other and deal with each other. When it's a communication of, I don't like you or what you did or whatever, and there's a response, and the conversation is, okay, you didn't say too much, you did too much, you gonna have to see me when you see me. At that point, I feel like when you see the person, you shouldn't let it be known you see them, and then a fight should happen. I'm not saying have a conversation when you see them. I'm saying, I see you, we have to go around the corner and fight. Or I see you, the fight is happening right here, put your hands up, or I don't have to wait for you to put your hands up, but I'm acknowledging that it's here now. I see you. I hate to hear people, especially like I said, when you are around each other, your co-workers, your family, when you are going to see this person again, and it may not be a thing where it's is not fixable. Like a fight is fixable. I want people to really understand a fight is fixable. Like a physical altercation can be fixed as long as it's not escalated into something else. You get what I'm saying? A physical fight is fixable. Most people understand this. Now, so when it is fixable, what's not what I want to say, what is not fixable is we can have a physical fight, but you sneak me. I'm looking this way, you see me, you don't acknowledge, or you just come up and hit me behind my head. Now it escalates to something else because now I feel like I was done wrong. If we agree next time you see me, we gonna have to handle that, then see me, I see you, we make eye contact, know it's going down because we said it's on site. There has to be no conversation of, oh, we fighting right now. It's I see you. I want to make sure you see me come to you, and now I'm physically standing in front of you, punching you in your face, handling how I feel like it got to handle. Because now we both know. I don't want to hear, oh, you came up, I didn't know it wasn't the right time. No, the right time is I see you, you see me, it's going down. Point blank, period. All of the, oh, I hit him in the back of the head, and everybody jumped in the middle. Now the person don't have a chance to get back. All of that is just wrong to me. It's just wrong. We can have disagreements. We can have fights. And we can all get over it as long as we understand that, yo, I gave you a chance to defend yourself. Now we don't have to necessarily escalate it to anything else. Now, I'm not saying as as grown people, as young people, whoever sees this, I'm saying you could fight once, you could fight every time you see each other, you could fight for years. All I'm saying, give a person the opportunity to see you and acknowledge that you are there and it is going down. If you do not want to escalate it to something else, this is fight etiquette. Fight etiquette is just acknowledging that I see you. Everything else is corny. I don't care. I don't care about no women, no kids. I don't care about we at the job. I don't care we wherever you at and it goes down. As long as a person is aware that you're there. If you're sneaking, hitting somebody even behind the head, or you like you doing all of this covert missions to see somebody when you see him, and now you trying to position yourself to get them, that's all cool for somebody you don't know. That's all cool for your real opposition, a person you really don't care about. But if even if you don't care, but like I said, it's your coworker, it's your family, it's somebody you in the same industry with, and y'all are probably gonna see each other. And like I said, a fight can be fixed, it can be talked out, it can be had by another fight. We can people, we gotta start understanding the energy of fighting is natural. The energy that makes you want to fight a person is natural. You can reach a boiling point. Somebody can say or do something to you to where now you feel like you have to release this energy physically. And you don't want to release it on the wall. You don't want to go home and release it on your spouse or somebody who's at your somebody who else who might say something or do something that's undeserving of it. The person you are into it with, you want to release this physical energy with them. And we can have this fight and we could not be friends and we could not be cool no more, but we can get over it. But when you sneaking on people, you plotting on people, and you not giving them a chance to just really see you, like, no, I see you, we here, it's on. Like I said, I don't care that you with your kids. I don't care the person with their kids. I don't care the person has one good working arm, wears glasses, are short, tall, skinny, big, in a wheelchair, white, black, Asian. I don't care about none of that. If you are talking like you can handle yourself, then you need to handle yourself. Like I said, I don't believe in egos when it comes to fighting. I believe we all should stand on what we believe in, and you stand up for yourself. I've had few altercations in my life. Well, I have few physical altercations in my life, and I've had all the physical altercations. All of them, I stood up for myself. Whether I won or not, whether I got hit and did nothing, whether I hit somebody and they did nothing, whatever the situation is, whatever anybody could bring up against me, anybody will tell you Brian is just going to stand up. He's not going to be bullied into believing and going with whatever somebody else feels. I'm going to feel how I feel and stand on it. It could be passionate, heated, whatever the case is. I really not here for the physical, but it could get physical. I'm cool with all of that. I'm not wanting it to get physical. I believe, like I said, I'm a perspective type of person. I feel like if you talk to me and say, Brian, this is what happened, this is how I see things, I can go, well, this is my viewpoint, but I also understand your viewpoint. We have to become better communicators, and that goes into just, I believe a lot of people don't know how to communicate their feelings. So they kind of express it. They only know how to express it physically because they get frustrated in the fact that they can't express themselves. But we also have to give room for people to express themselves and stop when they are trying to have a conversation, stop cutting them off, stop interjecting how we view something. Like I said, we have to stop our own self views and allow people to have their perspective and feelings and not cater to, but allow that to have some stance, whether we believe it is valid or not, because a lot of our self views is our experiences, right? Is how we see life. But somebody else, as we know, can have a very different upbringing, experiences in life, viewpoints on certain things. So how we say things and how we do things may affect them differently, or however the interaction is situation, their viewpoint is different, so they took it a different way. So I don't think we should be fighting over any of these perspectives, because if we really just truly are willing to hear each other out, we will achieve more than just getting physical. So I wanted to end on that note. I really wanted to get the understanding of fighting is cool. Fighting can be worked out after the physical altercation. We just have to start allowing other people a chance to not feel cheated. Another, because like I said, if it's not your true opposition, this is not a true. Well, I don't know this person. I don't know what they're capable of. If this is somewhat somebody you're gonna see regularly, somebody you dealing with regularly, and like I said, because I'm more so thinking about a co-worker or somebody who's in the same industry where y'all gonna cross paths from time to time. Yo, have a fight. Be cool with losing. The physical altercation is the end result. Whether you win, lose, draw, whatever, that's the end result. You can get over it. The conversation can be had after. But please just allow people to know that you're there. Don't because if you're going like people, it's gonna escalate. It's gonna escalate. I just hate the escalation for no reason. Where we could have just fought. You could lose, I could lose, and we could move on. With that being said, thank you for rocking with me. I'm out.